Hi, it's Justin.
And this is Tony. We're from Motion City Soundtrack.
You're watching Common Revolt.
What he said.
Hi, I'm Justin.
We have a new record.
Our brand new record, The Same Old Wasted Wonderful World, is, I'm assuming, out now by the time you see this, if this is post-September 19th, 2025, the year of our Lord.
The one true Lord who lives in Australia, right? Is that
I think, I believe so. I think he relocated, yeah. Out now on Epitaph Records. Get it wherever you get music. Sure, I feel good. I'm stoked that the show is in Chicago tonight. This is legitimately, I'm not just kissing ass. This is my favorite city to play. I feel like Chicago crowds are always the best and the most rowdy, and I mean that in a good way. And this is a nice small club show, and those are usually the most fun shows. So yeah, I'm feeling good. It'll be fun. Sure, it's gonna be hot as hell.
Yes,
but it'll be fun.
I like a good hot show. It helps my voice, but it's physically uncomfortable. But yeah, this is like one of the first places we played. Did you say that? Like where people kind of showed up back in the Fireside Bowl days, and so yeah, it's like our home away from home.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, definitely was one of the first cities to accept us. So
thank you for that, Chicago.
Yeah, I believe so.
Are
yeah,
you serious? 37?
It was something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was double duty. Oh man, that was. I remember Jesse and I were freaking out backstage, like, "How do you play this song? How do you play this song?" But yeah, that was fun. It was surreal.
Do you really think it was a last show?
I hoped it. No. Sorry, I was trying to be funny. Yeah, I mean, for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it was that was the intent, and then time goes on, and you're just like, I don't know. I think time went on, and we were like, hey, what if we did a little bit of this again? And we did. Now we're doing a little more, and now here we have a new record.
Who'd have thunk that? In terms of starting the record off with Somewhere a Dark Heart, I hear songs as first songs and last songs. I often hear songs that we're working on, and I go, ooh, this has got to be the first song, or oh, this has got to be the last song. And with that song, I just felt it just sounded like a first song on a record, and I think everybody else was in agreement. That's kind of how I think of it. But
this is the first record in a long time, and I'll admit I was skeptical at first about doing a new record. It had just been so long, and I don't know. I kind of was under the impression we were just going to do a little tour here and a little tour there, and that was kind of it. And then there was talk of a new record, and I was admittedly not so sure. And then even while we were making it, I will still even say that I'm like, I don't know. And then there was just like kind of a moment. I felt like everything kind of just clicked, and like I ended up being way more excited and into the record than I expected. Not that I thought it was going to be bad. I just like it surpassed expectations in my head. And yeah, I'm really proud of it. I think we're all really proud of it and excited for people to hear it. And yeah, it was good to be back. This was the first time, I think, because of the way just life is now for all of us, we, for the most part, all live in different places. And so we didn't really get to get together to write really very much. So I literally showed up at the studio, and I did this on purpose because sometimes if they write something without me, they'll put some demo drums in there. I don't like hearing those because then I get that stuck in my head. So I just showed up without even hearing the songs and just figured it out as we went. It's fun. I like doing it that way. I think every now and then there's little things where if I'd have known this was really what was going to happen, maybe I'd have done that different. But overall, it was kind of a fun, exciting way to do it.
I do the same thing with the lyrics. I just show up and wing it. Between Josh and his brother Jesse, the concept of Severance-inspired, related music video for She's Afraid worked on several levels. And I don't know that I want to go into all the details of it, but if you know our band, I think it just makes sense, And if you don't know our band, I think it's like, oh, hey, cool. They made a Severance video. I don't know. What do you think?
I literally have nothing to add to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Yes, Patrick Stump has been a longtime air drummer of this band. I can literally remember back in like 2002, maybe 3, but I think it was 2, literally playing at the Fireside Bowl and Patrick being in the front row and air drumming to every song. So, yeah, it's flattering, and it's been going on for 20-something years. So. I kind of don't know how it came about, honestly. I think Josh talked to Patrick.
I guess I get things wrong a bit. But I do know that it was some sort of combination between Josh, Sean, and Patrick, and I even think it had something to do with Beach Bunny. Because Sean was working on that record, and then he was talking to Patrick about something, and then Josh was talking to Sean, and then Sean was like, "Oh, we should get Patrick," and then they all just started talking, and then. There were a couple songs, ideas that were floating around. I think one of them was mine, or that I didn't have. I didn't have a chorus for. And then so he sent Patrick a couple songs, and then Patrick, before he even worked on those, he sent us an idea which became particle physics. And he's like, "I've been messing with this, and it just feels like something, you guys might have written 1,000 years ago." And he and I are very similar in our brains, and he wrote the chorus, like the words. I changed just a handful of words to his chorus, and I just want it to be known that he's a great lyricist. I don't know what he's talking about. But then, and then Matt and Josh got together, and they started working on that, and so, and it was also the first time that we've used somebody outside of the band to write with and for the band, so to speak. So that was cool. And then getting him to sing on it as well. And holy crap, there's like 85 tracks of ooze and
oh yeah,
it's crazy.
There's so much Patrick that you barely even can notice on that song. And then there's also tons of other vocals that were actually cut out because he went nuts with vocals in an amazing way. He's so good at that stuff, and it's actually pretty hilarious. We have all the vocal. I want to put a mix together of just his vocals to like play as we're walking off stage.
It's like an orchestra.
Yeah, it really is. It's pretty great.
Yeah. You know who the fuck we are. I just learned this today, or I forgot it, but apparently we were struggling to come up with a bio, and Josh was just like, I don't want to write another bio. Like, everybody who likes us knows what, so, and then somebody was like, why don't you just write, you know who the fuck we are? And it kind of as a joke. And so it stuck. And as I've said before, I love, like, what I see as the David Wayne school of comedy, that stupid equals funny. But I don't know if other people get the joke. And then for people who don't know who we are, it's also funny because they actually don't know who we are. I don't know. I think it's funny. But yeah, and then I think at some point it was like we were going to use, I don't know, I can't remember, but I ended up using that phrase in a demo idea that I had, and people seemed to like it, and then that song got worked on, and then it became that. I think.
I don't know. I don't remember any of that.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I also may have just made all of it up. The Same Old Wasted Wonderful World?
Yeah, so it's a tongue twister.
It is. Yeah. I work I'm an on-air producer for a podcast back at home, and I when I've plugged it, I struggle every time to say it out loud. So I understand. Yeah.
Can I talk about the Things Like This title just for a minute? This is a shout out to my wife. She was telling me the story about, this is going to be great because I can't remember his name. Who's the author? John Steinbeck. How his wife named his books because his titles were just horrible. And he wanted to name Of Mice and Men Things That Happened. And I'm like, that's a brilliant title. What are you talking about? And then so I kind of used that reference that she told me. I was like, let's name it Things Like This. Nobody cares, but I do. Okay, this is super random. I'll try to make it fast, but we have a friend who is an editor named Andy Young, and he keeps bringing people into our lives. He's the reason that Patrick and I have been talking again and like realizing that, we actually like each other. We just think the other person doesn't. But he saw a post from the director of DD and the producer of DD at When We Were Young. And they were like, or When We Were Young, Motion City. And he wrote to him, and he's like, hey, do you want me to introduce him, Justin, to you? Like, I know him. So he did, and I met Carlos Lopez Estrada, and he, we were just talking, and we're like, oh, hey, cool. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I saw Ryan the Last Dragon with my kid. That's awesome, and we're just talking. And then he's like, hey, I hate to do this right away, but making this movie, do you think it's cool if we use one of your songs? And I'm like, hell yeah. And I think, and they wanted When You're Around. And then I happened to go to L.A. for something, and I was with my friend, another filmmaker, Chelsea Christer, who we all kind of showed up while they were editing Dee Dee, and then I just played him a couple of the songs that we had recorded, the first 4 songs with Sean, and that was one of them. Anyway, but so he heard the song, he was like, holy crap, I like this one. And then, and then it just kind of went from there. And then they ended up using it as the credit song. Did I tell that right?
You did.
I think it was something like that. I think with Go performing the songs live, I don't know if it's the crowd perception as much as the way it feels to at least some of us at the time, how it felt. And that there was for me anyway, I felt like there was a loss in translation from the listening to it versus playing it. However, now is a different time, and I would be really psyched to play some of those songs live.
Oh yeah, I never felt any weirdness toward it. I also really like that record. I would, but that's kind of how I had it. Is that I think it's our least popular of our records. So there was a single on it that did okay, I guess. So we kind of will play that sometimes, and then even last year we were doing a B-side weirdly, but just don't play a ton of it.
And I wanted to say too that it is one of my I have a lot of some of my favorite lyrics on that one too. So I forget about these things when they're not right in front of me. Explain. It's all Jay Leno's fault.
That was we played on Jimmy Fallon back in 2010, and this was when it was still late night with Jimmy Fallon, and it was right when all of the Jay Leno and Conan stuff happened, when Jay Leno kind of booted Conan out from the Tonight Show, and we were all big Conan guys, and we were playing Jimmy Fallon, and we played Her Words Destroyed My Planet, had a F-bomb in there, so we couldn't say that, and I think it was my idea. I might be wrong about that.
But it was a great idea.
I was and then plus it was on NBC, so it was relevant.
Yeah.
And I remember, and then I think during our sound check that day, I believe you said something else.
Oh,
just because we're let's say something else just in case they. So we saved it for air, and they aired it. So. No, I mean it wasn't it really. It was it's so subtle.
Yeah.
They're probably what does that even mean? But
I don't even know if they
it meant
covered
something to us.
Yeah.
Motion City, rock my sauce.
I know there is a super old YouTube video that exists somehow of him
in
really
Manchester,
young talking about us. Yeah.
I think we were in Manchester, and we were at a kebab shop, and he was just some kid. I didn't know who he was after the fact, but yes, I definitely feel songs change their meanings all the time, even with this record, from the time that some of the vocals had been recorded to the time, now, I'm oh, wait, that's what that means. It means this. Thought it meant that. It could mean all of it. It could mean nothing. I don't know. And I think what's the phrase? Once you put it out into the world, it's not yours anymore, so... I don't know, but it's always changing for me. What about you? Anything change?
I don't feel like I can answer that one. I just hit stuff.
Okay.
So that doesn't change.
Cool.
Yeah. It exists, but not out in the world. So. I mean, sure.
Whatever.
It just.
It might
will
be
it be heard? I don't know.
It might be as close to Prince as we come in terms of recording stuff and then just filing it away. But I have no idea.
Once one of us dies, it'll come out.
Yeah. Hi. It's Justin.
And this is Tony. We're from Motion City Soundtrack.
You're watching Common Revolt.
What he said.